Healing people worldwide, internationally, providing information that will set your mind free. Occupying time, fostering diversity, creating communities, bringing joy and unity. Healing people worldwide.
Welcome to Holistic Professionals of Color podcast, the space where healing, culture, and community come together. We spotlight holistic professionals of color who are transforming lives through wellness, wisdom, and purpose. From powerful stories to practical tools and inspiring conversations, this is where our voices, gifts, and businesses shine. Tune in, grow with us, and be reminded that healing ourselves helps heal our communities. Welcome to Holistic Professionals of Color Media Group Podcast. Today we're speaking with Sabrina Webster of Azina Skincare for melanin people. Greetings.
Greetings. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. Tell me more about your business, when it founded, and what got you interested in that.
Okay. So my business was founded in 2021, fully founded, launched, and selling products. But over the years, I have been experimenting, if that's what you want to call it. A lot of it comes from my love of cooking, which actually comes from my grandmother, who is a professional cook. And so my grandmother used to say to me years ago, I'm surprised we're not going with as much chemicals as in everything that we use and we consume. And so that kind of sparked a little interest, like, well, what does she mean, like the chemicals? What is she talking about going natural with things? Because it was like, I never thought like you could make lotion on your own. I just thought you had to buy it. I never thought about how manufacturers actually make it. So when I had my third child, he was born with eczema. And it was a dry birth. And so his eczema would just move. It would be in his ears. It would be in any cracks and crevices. It would open up his skin. He would bleed and nothing seemed to work. The only thing that did work was a medicated one. So he went from the eczema irritating the skin to like burning because of the menthol that was in the medicated lotion. And so I just was like, you know what, I really just think this is deeper than just what I'm seeing on the outside, that he needs more hydration deeper within his skin. So what I started doing was I started buying a lotion base, and I would just add oils, shea butter, melt it down and add all those oils into it and then apply it to the skin, and it worked. But when I started looking at taking it bigger and selling it to people, the base that I was buying, I was just trying to be a little bit better with the money, and it was a little bit more expensive. So the price that I would pay would make me have had to charge a lot per each bottle being sold. So I researched and then I found a recipe and tweaked it to my liking of how I can make my own lotions. And so I actually just make a basic lotion base. And then from that base, I'll put in my blend of oils that I want to do. Also, what I did was I researched the oils, like make a power oil. Which two oils could you pair together that could give you great nourishment, great hydration in your skin without leaving you feeling greasy? Yeah. Because I love moisturizing, but I don't like the greasy overdo. Like keyboard at work, it's losing the letters because it's too greasy from your skin. So that ultimately was the goal. And then from there, I looked into soap and making cold processed soaps from scratch. That way I can control the ingredients and the products I'm going to my products. And then so what I did was I kind of like took a little break, and I went and got my soap making certification and also my master herbalist certification as well too, just because I wanted to like start infusing herbs. I knew how to use herbs and ingest it and what it could do, the benefits for you, but there is a lot of benefits in a lot of the herbs out there that can actually help our skin and can help our hair. For instance, sage is a herb that actually prevents gray from coming in your hair. And so when I was thinking about it, I'm like, the only time I use sage is once a year, and that's on Thanksgiving. So, and that's an ingesting it. So I'm not ingesting it enough for it to like not make my hair go gray. What's another way? What's a topical way? So kind of like experimented and played around with the herbs until I came up with the products that I have. So the goal of my products is to make everyone love their skin. Love your skin, keep your skin hydrated, keep it glowing, keep it nourished, without leaving you feeling like very, very greasy. Yes. And being able to just like help people, especially people with like severely dry skin, which seems to be getting more common common nowadays, and to really just help people where you've got severely dry skin. Here's a product that you can try. It works for mostly everybody that buys it works, but it may not. It may be too much for some people. It just really depends on the preference of the people. But the main thing is that I pick the ingredients that go into my products after doing a ton of research of what the benefits are, what it will do for your skin, what are the side effects as well too, because we know that abundance of one thing, there's going to be a side effect of it. And so I kind of just do a lot of research and then just kind of implement it together and then put a product together. And so on my website, I do have a lot of the products, but I do also have a lot that I'm at home testing. My family's my guinea pigs. So my family, we use all of my products and we test it out for different skin irritations to see how it affects our skin. Because of course, if it's going to tear my skin up, I'm not going to put it out there and sell it for anyone to use. So a lot of the stuff, the ingredients are natural. I have a brown sugar body scrub, and it's literally that, brown sugar, that you use a body scrub. I infuse it with a ton of oils, and I also throw in some ground walnut shells in it to keep the exfoliation as the sugar dissolves in the water. The walnut shells will keep exfoliating your skin. And so then while you're exfoliating your skin, the oil is going to moisturize your skin while you're using it. Okay. So I've made different soaps that I've made. I play around with them. I've made soaps with banana puree in it, which is good for your skin. I make a turmeric bar soap, which is great for, of course, lightening your skin with the turmeric. I even made a hibiscus soap, and I kind of, sometimes I'm just playing around in the kitchen. It's like cooking, yes. A lot of it is like cooking, and so I'm just in that kitchen playing around. I'm like, I wonder what this would do for our skin, or what this would do for us. Not necessarily so much focused on I have fragrances and scents in it. Yes. Not so much focused on the fragrances and scents in it, but just the benefits of what it can do for your skin, focusing on not drying your skin completely out.
Okay. Besides sage, what other herbs have you experimented with?
So I've done the hibiscus flower, and that actually has a great kind of like a toner on your skin. I also do the rice water for the face that I just actually take the rice, soak it in some water, and then I separate the two from it, and I use the rice water on my face. And I will blend it into a mask. One of my biggest, I can call it secret ingredients, but one of my biggest things is sea moss. Sea moss. We all talk about ingesting sea moss, but people don't understand the benefits that sea moss has if you use it as a face mask on your face. And you can use it on your skin as well, but it is really great, especially like sunburns. Mm-hmm. It can really help cool that down, but it just does great hydration for your skin and balancing out, because we have to realize sea moss has 92 minerals in it. Yes. That 92 minerals is on your face, so it's doing what your face needs for it to do to help clear your face, whether you're fighting acne, whether you have blemishes, it's going to work to help you with that as well too.
Okay, now are you just using the dry sea moss, or are you combining it with something?
So I blend it into a gel.
Okay.
And then I try to keep everything as natural and pure as possible. So blend into a gel means I have to soak it, clean it, and then add some water to it. And then what I will do is add a little bit of a oil to it. So I can do a vegetable glycerin, and it will actually blend with the sea moss, because the vegetable glycerin blends with liquid better than it does with another oil.
Right.
But I'm always a big fan of castor oil or even olive oil. You can blend that with it, but it can separate a little bit and sit more on top of the sea moss than it will blend with it. So
you brought up eczema. Mm-hmm. So what is a good product for that, for your skin, if you're experiencing that?
With eczema, I think people need to you need to nourish your skin. But you have to look at what works for your skin. What works for mine may not work for yours. So for like my son that has severe eczema, just putting oil on his skin didn't help it.
Right.
He needed something to help penetrate it deeper, which is where the lotion base came from. So in the lotion base that I have now, I use like a coconut oil, and it's kind of an emulsifier. It blends in the oils, the waters, and it just makes them kind of combine together, so that when you are lotioning, you get the hydration, but you also get the moisturization that you're needing for it. Okay. And you just need it to get get deeper. I've had one person, they're like, oh, it works really good for my skin. I'm like, keep using it. And if you're severely dry, overuse it.
Consistency.
So that you can, that you can get the dryness like taken care of.
Okay. Now, you also mentioned hibiscus. I use hibiscus a lot because I've been diagnosed with hypertension. I never realized that you can use it for skincare as well. How do you use the hibiscus?
So the hibiscus, I use it two ways. I either use it as a face mask on my face, and I do have it infused in bar soap. So with my cold processed soaps, what I did was I replaced the liquid water that I would use with the hibiscus tea. I would just brew it and then just steep it and separate it and just use that water as my liquid for making my cold processed soap. And then I would just let that sit. And it's great for just overall, it acts like a mild toner for your body, kind of detoxer as well, and just cleansing your body as you're in the shower when your pores is open. That's kind of one of the best times that you want to kind of detox your pores and detox your skin.
Okay. Now, what would be a good skincare regimen for melanated people?
So for melanated people, I do tell a lot of people, our skin is head to toe, right? It's the biggest organ of our body. But there are some cases where your face is different than the rest of your body. So like my face is a very oily face. I produce oil all throughout the day on my face, but the rest of my body does not. It just stays. If I lotion in the morning, it stays lotion in the morning. My face will be lotion in the morning, but by the end of the day, it's shiny. It's just glowy shiny. So you may have to do two parts. What your face may need may be different than what the lower portion of your body needs, or your lower than your face needs. So for like with me, my facial skincare regimen is exfoliation is key for me to help keep the oil producing down. And most people say maybe exfoliate once a week. I can go 2 to 3 times out the week, or even every other day. Like when it's real humid, every other day is what I can do to help with my face and keep that oil from just building up on my face. But what I do is I believe to cleanse, exfoliate, tone, and moisturize your skin, and you can do that from head to toe. So rice water is a great toner. You can use that in the shower as well too. So like your shower regimen may become a little bit longer because you're going to cleanse, and then you're going to take a body scrub, and you're going to exfoliate. And then after you exfoliate, to kind of calm it down, you want that toner that you want to just kind of rub on your skin while you're in the shower. Get out, dry off, and then make sure you moisturize your skin immediately after.
Okay, and what's a good moisturized herbal blend?
If you want to do a moisturizer, it really depends on what you want. Do you want a thicker, like a body butter? Or are you more like give me something lighter, like a little lotion? It really depends on preference, but I'm always I have a spray toner that is for people who don't like lotion. And surprisingly, that was created after I started the business. When I started the business, I met a lot of people that didn't like putting lotion on their body, but they were like, I need something for moisture. So I sat and thought, and I was like, hey, why not a body toner? The toner, you spray it on, and you can either stand there and let it air dry, or you can rub it in, and it's going to provide you the same moisture that the lotion is going to provide you. Other than that, it's kind of a lighter is what I have. So I'll have like a lighter one would be my toner. The lotion would be like in between the middle one. And then you've got your body butter. So body butter, some people tend to use it more in the wintertime when it starts to get drier and your skin really needs that. And then the toner, I do have a lot of people that use it more for in the summer and also for traveling. Like if a lot of people buy it to go to the beach. They're going to the beach. It's a light 4-ounce bottle, so you can take it in a carry-on if you want to, and they can just spray themselves and they can go. And don't have to worry about getting dried out and stuff. So
exactly. Yeah. How do you keep your skin hydrated? What's the best way to keep your skin hydrated?
The best way, most people think it's water, and water's going to dry you out. Unless you have a water mixed with like a vegetable glycerin, the water is going to dry you out. So you need to dry it and actually apply a moisturizer. So I say get a water for hydration and get a moisturizer to lock it in. One thing I tell people too is wintertime, Vaseline. Vaseline is your best friend. It's not one
Okay.
of my products, but Vaseline is your best friend because it's going to lock in whatever you put on your skin. Put that Vaseline on top of it, and it's going to lock that in. And that way, that moisture can penetrate and get deep into your skin.
That's good to know. I never thought to use Vaseline like that.
Yep.
Now, I do resort to the ancestral ingredients like shea butter, raw shea butter,
Yes.
and black soap.
Mm-hmm.
Do you use any of those in any of
So
your
shea butter is my
products?
main ingredient
Okay.
in my lotion base and also in my soaps. Every single one of my soaps is made with shea butter
Okay.
as the main base of the soap. And then every now and then I'll add in like a castor oil or I'll throw in an olive oil. It just really depends on what I'm trying to go for with that particular bar soap
Okay.
that I'm making. Now the black soap, I haven't gotten there yet. There's two ways I could do it, and I noticed that most of my research for the black soap is that it's made from like banana peels
Yes.
and ash. And so I got to wrap my mind. Like, how am
your
I going
mind
to take
around
this
that.
ash into soap and get that to work? So it's a work in progress for me.
Yes.
I do have some stuff that I'm experimenting with right now just to see how it's going to work. But I really, honestly, I'm processing it just to see like, how is this going to make soap?
Okay, but you do use like the shea butter as the main ingredient
Yes.
and some castor oil.
Shea butter is my main ingredient.
Okay.
Castor oil, coconut oil is what causes soaps to bubble.
Okay.
A lot of people don't realize that. But
Yeah.
the thing with coconut oil is if you use too much, it's very drying soap. And it's not that it's drying, it's a strong cleanser.
Yeah.
So it's going to completely strip all your oils and stuff out of your skin. So you can balance that, one, by using a high shea butter in the soap that you make. Have the coconut oil to, of course, give us the bubbles, because who's going to use a soap that doesn't bubble up?
something.
Not a lot of people's going to
Exactly.
do that.
Exactly.
But then also the castor oil comes in because it's a deep, thick, penetrating oil. But what it does is it actually helps the coconut oil from drying your skin completely out. So you pair them two together, and they won't dry your skin out.
Castor oil and coconut oil together.
Yes.
Okay, that's good to know. Now, what I also have always been curious about melanated skin is I see it a lot in us more than anyone else, like dry under eyes.
Yes.
Dark under eye spots or over
Yes.
your eye spots.
So the dark under eyes, in my opinion, it's a lack of a nutrient that your body is looking for. And it can vary what that nutrient is for people. I will say that over the years, I've kind of battled with my health. I've had, at one point, I had lost a lot of weight, and then I just started gaining. And it was like the more I exercise, the more weight I gained. I went to the doctors. We changed blood pressure pills. We've changed this. We've changed that. Then it kind of went downhill. I had to get some organs removed, and it was just all this stuff. All of it to come back for me to find out that my spine was out of alignment.
Okay.
And as I got back into alignment, because with it being out of alignment, it was pushing all my organs out of place.
Right.
And they were functioning not properly. And so as I got back into alignment, they started going back into place and they started functioning. So and I'm saying that to say at one point I started getting dark under my eyes before that alignment.
Okay.
And I've noticed that as that alignment, the darkness is going away because as they're aligning me and they're, pretty much popping your back and
Right,
stuff,
right.
they're allowing blood to flow. Blood was not flowing properly the way it needed to go to the different parts of my body.
Wow.
So as I got aligned, and I could feel, I literally at one point felt the blood rush to my face that I thought the doctor had slapped me. Because it was like that much of my face was that hot. But
Okay.
as that blood started flowing to my face, the dark circles under my eyes started going away.
Wow.
But also I know another trick that you can do is coffee.
Coffee.
If you drink coffee in the morning and you have leftovers, don't throw it away. You can dip a cotton swab in that coffee and pat it underneath your eyes, and it will lift up the dark spots underneath your eyes.
Okay, like the bottom of your coffee mug. What's
But
left?
you
can
don't do
use?
the grounds.
Not the ground.
Just the liquid, just what you've brewed.
Okay.
You can use that.
Okay, that's good to know. And that spine thing that's
very new for
yes.
me. Like when you had asked me to do, when we talked about doing this
Yes.
interview and everything, I literally couldn't walk. My spine had gotten so bad that I could not stand up
okay.
and walk. So I said, yeah, I'm going to do it, not knowing if I was going to be able to walk. And
Exactly.
and that was just maybe 2-3 weeks
2
ago?
weeks ago, yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, and it was like instant.
instant.
Wow.
Yeah, it was instant.
That's amazing.
At one point I was getting black, like on my neck. My whole neck was getting dark, like the darkness under my eyes. My neck was getting dark, and that was the first thing I noticed. Was when after maybe a week of alignments, and I went 3 days. For the first week, I went 3 days.
Okay.
And I stood in my bathroom mirror, and I was like, "Wait a minute, my neck." Like it's not getting black anymore. It's lightening up, and it's blood flow. It's circulation. And another thing is that is another benefit of CMOS. It increases circulation in your body.
Okay. Now that also goes back to how our bodies are designed to heal themselves.
They are.
You didn't need medication.
I really didn't.
No, you just needed that basically like chiropractic work.
Because it's a natural form of taking care of your body, because he doesn't prescribe me any medication.
Exactly.
So it's a natural form of taking care of your body, like that, along with like acupuncture as well too.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And I love hearing stories like that because it reminds you, it goes back to our ancestors.
Yep.
It goes back to the way that we're supposed to be eating and the lifestyle we're supposed to have, and not use all of these medications that we're pumped up with. It just took them pumping your back out.
Yes.
With no medication for your skin to fall into alignment and your blood to flow. My son has a similar story. He's living with sickle cell, and he would have constant pain crises, and they did not know the source of it until one day his hematologist said, let's try removing his spleen. She noticed that he was getting blood clots in his spleen. So with the removal of his spleen, his hemoglobin count is up.
Oh, goodness.
He was able to be removed from one of the medications due to his hemoglobin staying up.
Yes.
And it was just the removal of his spleen because it was not allowing his blood to flow correctly.
Right.
So that's
makes a
amazing.
big difference.
That's awesome. Yes.
Even with hair loss, blood flow makes a big difference. If you're not getting blood flow up to your hair, that could be another contributing factor to your hair loss, along with medications on top of that. But that's how your nutrients gets to your hair for your hair to grow, is through the blood flow. So if the blood is not flowing up there, then it's not getting the nutrients that it needs.
Yeah, that and perimenopause.
That perimenopause, man, I don't know anything for that.
Yes, that kind of takes everything out of you.
Yeah.
Yes, but what is your story? I think when I think about you and your journey with your business, what comes to me is little brown girl.
Yes. And so I'm glad you brought that up because I have been thinking about this. A good friend of mine's put it in my head and was like, okay, you have Azina and you have this. And so I have other areas that I want to share, but it's not skincare. And I'm like, how do I bring in like cooking recipes? Because after I had my last child, my fourth child, I was 100% vegan.
Okay.
And so I had cooked a lot of stuff, and people's like, oh, you need to get a cookbook out. You need to bring it out. Because I would take, one thing that my grandmother did as being a professional cook, she taught me how to cook.
Okay.
And she taught me how to improvise. If you're missing something, well, how can you make that? It's like if you don't have sour cream at home, and you want some sour cream, if you got some whipping cream, you can make sour cream.
Yes.
Yeah, so she taught me that. And so when I returned to be vegan, I did the same thing. I just improvised. If I wanted chicken is not, it's not what my body was craving chicken. What I craved was the seasonings that we put on the chicken. Because if I just fried some chicken without seasoning, I'm not going to eat it because it's not going to have any flavor to it.
Exactly.
So why not fried mushrooms? And add the seasoning, the same seasonings I put in my chicken, put in the fried mushrooms. And so that's how I transitioned to being vegan, was by just improvising with what I already had or what I already knew how to cook. So it was like, but then back to skincare, like how do you bring cooking
those two together?
Those in together. And then the shoes and the heels and stuff like that. I get a lot of compliments on heels, and people are like, how are you wearing them heels and how do you do this? And so that's my thing now, is I'm thinking like, maybe I just really want to share what I know, what I love with everyone. And in hopes that it helps them as well too, because my goal, I want everyone to like love themselves. I want us to be happy. We need to be running through the fields, skipping with rainbows over us, and
like
and
the color
everything.
purple.
Yes.
Yes.
And so when that's what I see, but I've always been a very big little brown girl. My mom said I used to tell people I'm not black. Don't call me black. I would hold a black crown and brown crown to my skin and say, which one is my skin closest to?
Right.
I'm brown, so call me brown.
Right.
So that's kind of that's what it is. It's like I just want not so much as people to notice me, but I think there's a lot of us out there that as black people, black women, people of color, we're just like, hey, look, there is things for us that works for us, that makes our skin radiant. I mean, I've come across people from Africa with gorgeous skin, and it's like, you're just using shea butter? That's it? And in here, we're hiding our skin, like we're hiding from the sun, and we're putting on SPFs, and we're staying inside and not going out in the sun, not realizing our skin is craving it. It wants it. That's why so many of us is deficient in vitamin D, because we're not going out in the sun and giving our skin what it needs.
That is good. Vitamin D is very important. Mm-hmm. It is very important. Now, going back to the vegan lifestyle, how long have you been vegan?
I'm not anymore. So here's the biggest problem I had with being vegan. I couldn't keep my iron up.
Okay.
I stayed anemic, and so I had to incorporate more red meats back into it, because I was eating the greens. But I was like, man, I'm gonna have to go eat a whole forest before I get enough iron in here.
Yes.
And so I was very, very bad anemic with it. So I do still tend to lean toward more the vegan side, but I do implement the meats in there for
have more of a balance now
for the iron in it. So
yes, I've done that. I'm not on the journey of being a vegan, but I am on a healthy living journey.
Yes.
So I have eliminated like the turkey ground and the ground beef because of the toxins in it.
Exactly.
And I realized how sleepy we get when we eat all of those toxic meats.
Yep.
And so I substituted it for jackfruit. And when you mentioned how you're not really yearning for the meat,
right?
You're yearning for the seasoning. So you can season jackfruit, and it'll taste just like ground beef.
Yes.
Yeah. So it and that actually does help not only your energy level, but it does help your skin too. When you get rid of all of those toxins that you're putting into your body.
Yes.
Yes. And now, how do you feel now that you are balancing it and not just whole vegan?
I feel better, because with the iron, you tend to be very tired.
Yeah.
And so you're constantly trying to figure out, why am I so tired? I mean, I'm drinking green smoothies. I'm trying to get it this way. So I feel like the balance is there.
Okay.
But what I also notice is I don't snack as much as I used to, because again, it's more pure eating.
Right.
It's cleaner eating. So I cut out sodas years ago, so you're not craving the sugar that you would have from the sodas. And so then it's more like when you're craving something, and I like a lot of international foods, right? So like when I'm craving something, I'm like, man, I want some chicken biryani or something like that, something with some flavor, something with the savory is what I end up craving for the foods that I want to eat, as opposed to, oh, I want to get this candy bar and I want that candy bar. And that has also led me to cooking a lot from scratch. So I do cook a lot of international foods, and it's the seasonings.
Yes.
I'm curious about the flavor, and I'm like, well, how do they get this flavor? And what is what is cardamom? Cardamom is actually a very nice spice that we can cook with, and it helps you with digestion.
Okay.
So I get a lot of that too with even in the herbalist side of it, is I do use a lot of it, incorporate it into my cooking as what we consider spices and seasonings and herbs to get that flavor. And then I'm like, oh, okay, so this is why you think about like how we eat rice here. Right. And we're on a big, America, we're on a big cut carbs. But then I'm like, all these other countries eat rice with like every meal. They're eating beans with like every meal. And then, so what's the difference? And so what I'm finding is that it's the herbs that they're using that actually helps us with the digestion, helps us to break them down, that we are missing. Because I grew up on rice and butter and sugar. I didn't grow up with rice with cardamom spices in it. It was rice and butter and sugar. That butter and sugar is not going to help me break nothing down in that rice. It's just going to spike the blood sugar levels. Exactly. So I think I've learned to kind of change, like you said, cleaner eating, healthy eating. I've learned to change some of the meals that I've grown up eating and cook them in a way where I like them now. They're very savory. And my children also, they kind of like them too.
Okay. That's what I did. I kind of, because I don't want to make my kids take them on the same journey that I'm on, just like cold turkey. So I switched up to jackfruit and didn't even tell them that. I seasoned the manwich just like any other manwich, and they did not know the difference. Actually, they thought it tasted a little bit better.
I did that one time. My daughter had some friends come over because my kids kind of transitioned slowly. One of them, he really didn't transition at all, but he would eat my fried mushrooms though. He would eat that up. So then my daughter, she was kind of like in this phase where she was like, okay, but not okay with it. And so I was making some tacos, and I made some vegan tacos, and I would take walnuts and mushrooms, and I used the walnut because I needed something like gritty, like meat. So I would chop up the walnuts, and then I would take portobello mushrooms and blend them together and then fry it together. And that was my taco meat. And so like 2 of her friends came over and they were like, what are you cooking? And my daughter was like, oh, my mom's vegan, so this is vegan tacos. You guys aren't going to like it. And they're like, oh, but it smells so good. Girl, they devoured them tacos. They ate them tacos all up. And again, it's the seasoning, it's the herbs that we're putting into the food that people are craving. That's what they want. That's what our body needs.
Yes. Now, what would you say is something that you notice that we as melanin women are doing with our skin or to our skin that is detrimental to our skin?
I would say, for me, I'm more of kind of in a natural way, right? There's nothing wrong with makeup.
Right.
I don't have a problem with makeup. I sell lipsticks and stuff, right? But I don't wear it every day like I used to. And I'm finding for me, it's allowing my skin to breathe more. I don't have to worry about as much acne with it. So again, there's nothing wrong with makeup. I just think that maybe sometimes we need to embrace our natural side of things and not so much want to cover up our natural beauty. Because we're beautiful. If we just take the moment to look, we're beautiful. But we're so taught and we're trained to like see that makeup is beautiful as opposed to our own natural skin being beautiful. So like the only thing that I do is like I have a concealer and I may put it on a couple spots on my face and that's it. And I'm gonna keep on going. So I think women, we just at times we tend to hide our natural beauty. We enhance it, and makeup's great for enhancing. But when we're just completely covering it up, I think my biggest thing is let's work on our natural self and let's improve that and make that better. Let's improve our skin and make it better. I tried one time, I saw this thing technique and I was like, oh, let me try it. And I saw where like, I guess you kind of like lightly shave your skin to get kind of the first layer off. And I did it. I was like, oh, let me do this. It took a week. My face was on fire. Everything that touched it burned, and I was just like, I'm not doing that again.
Because you're removing the protection.
Exactly. Exactly. And so I think if we kind of like leave what we have, we just got to learn what works for us. And use what works for us. You're going to go through a lot of testing, a lot of trials to see what product works for you. Because there's different things in products. You may have a product that might work fine for you, and then it just stops working for you. It could be they changed their formula, and that's why it doesn't work. Like think about like Noxzema. When I grew up, Noxzema was it. Like everybody used Noxzema, and now it's kind of a little bit different. There's different types of Noxzemas that's out there, but it was always, and we used it for burns too. For some reason, it cooled off burns and stuff like that. So you just got to kind of find what works for you.
Yes, and I think it's a little deeper than that as to why we want to cover up our faces. I think it's just society, and growing up with a lot of people saying that white is more beautiful, and that there's so many problems with our skin, so many diminishes, so many issues. And so if we're not white and we can't do what we can do to improve our skin color, and then let's go out here and let's try to perfect our skin.
And see that, and that's the opposite of what I want to do. Love what you have. And because if the perfection of your skin is because you want to be acceptable. No. This is I think I told somebody just the other day, we were born how we were born. We didn't make this choice. God chose us to be black or brown skin. So enhance it, love it, embrace it, because that's what he chose for you to do. If they don't like it, they just don't like it. I'm sorry. You have to go take that with him.
Take that up with him.
Yep, take that up with him. Yes.
Yes.
So I've always loved my dark skin. I mean, I remember growing up and I've heard girls say, no, I didn't like my dark skin. As my family, we've always embraced. They've always told us we were beautiful as darker skinned girls.
Yes.
And we just always embrace it. So it is kind of hard for me to not understand, but to kind of relate to someone who's like, oh no, I'm too dark. I don't like it. I'm like, that's beautiful.
Yes.
Like they don't say black don't crack for a reason. You better embrace that.
Exactly. Unfortunately, our little brown girls aren't told that as much.
Yeah.
They aren't
and we
told
need to
that
tell
as
them.
much.
We need to tell them more.
Okay, share more about your business,
okay,
how we can find your business, and the type of products that you have on your website.
Yeah, so my business is Azina Care. Azina means beauty. It's Arabic.
Okay.
It means beauty to beautify or bring beauty. And so that's why I kind of stuck with just the name Azina, because it is just about beauty, whatever makes you feel beautiful is what it's about.
Right.
And so we started off with skincare products. We started off with lotions. I took it deeper and was like, oh, let me do a body butter. And then that's when I found out people didn't like lotion. So, okay, let's do a spray. Let's kind of cover the areas that people want, because I get it. Then we went from the soaps. I mean, when you start a business, something like this, and people like your product, they'll start asking you. Your customers will start giving you ideas like, hey, what about a body wash? Or what about this? Or what about that? And so then you're like, I got like 125 things now that I need to make. And it's just, you're trying to keep control of it. But what I also have is we've got the brown sugar body scrubs. And again, this is really just about like wanting people to feel good in their skin. Sometimes it's that bath that you're exfoliating in, your little bubble bath, that makes you feel good in your skin. And so providing you with that, so that your skin does feel good and it feels good, it looks good after you are having your bath or when you use the products, is one of the goals. I do also have some hair oils that I'm making. When I started the business, I had locks in my hair. And so the hair oil was more focused on making a spray where with locks, it can get down to your scalp.
Okay. Because
a lot of times when you have braids or you have locks in your hair, you spray it, but it's the braid, the length of it that's getting it, not your scalp.
Right.
That's getting it. And then what happens when we take our hair down, the scalp is dry. And so then what happens? You start losing hair because you're combing out dry hair that's just breaking off.
Yes.
So I'm very big on moisturization for the hair as well, too.
Okay.
So, I think about 2023, I cut my locks off and I shaved my hair and I promoted my hair oil. And within a year, even from now, my hair is down past my shoulders. And so I wanted to kind of show people that, when I said I shaved it, I went to the barber and we shaved it off, shaved the sides and everything. But I wanted to show if we give our hair, and with our scalp, it's the skin as well too. When we give it what it needs, it will give you what you want. It will grow your hair. Your hair is going to grow because you've got the circulation.
Yes.
My hair oil is infused with sea moss, which is going to then penetrate your scalp for the circulation as well as, and then I mixed 5 different oils together that are actually a powerful oil. It's going to support everything that you need for making your hair shiny, to strengthening your hair, to actually giving you the growth, and then also protecting your hair. And kind of blended those all together, and it's a spray bottle. You just spray it, and it sprays, Mr. Fine spray bottle, so it sprays and it kind of goes out. It gives you a wide range. And you just spray it on your hair, and I kind of just massage it in just a little bit and go. Now, as for people, I have a lot of people, like when I go out to events, like Hispanic people or Hispanic texture of hair, they want to use it. And so I tell them, treat it like a hot oil treatment so that it won't weigh their hair down. Do it like a hot oil treatment after you shampoo and then rinse it out. I have had quite a bit of customers where bald spots have come in from using the hair oil. But then I've also had some people that came and said it completely changed my hair pattern. They weren't upset, but it changed the curls of what they had for their hair. And so I told them, I was like, you're giving it what it needs, so your hair is going to do
what it's meant to do. Yes.
And so from the hair oil, we also have kind of like a hair cream that I use for people that you can put on your hair. I use it For my hair, probably about 2 to 3 days, because natural hair, it tends to dry. I have that hair that it can be. I can give you an afro if you want an afro. If you put the right moisture in it, it's gonna be curly and wavy, like as if I had a jury curl on my hair, or I can take it silky straight on you. So I kind of try to make my products to where it would work for all the different hair
textures.
types,
Yes.
so that it won't weigh one down. But I use it about every maybe 2 to 3 days on my hair, because I do tend to dry out after about a couple of days. The key is like locking that moisture in for natural hair. I think that's probably that's the unsolved mystery. I think that all hair care product makers are trying to figure out is how can we lock in that moisture without making our hair hard or feel hard, and then keep it looking, or keep the length of our curls without getting shrinkage when it starts to dry out and stuff.
Okay.
So it kind of helps with that. But the main focus is to make sure that we keep it moisturized, so that as you're combing your hair daily, it doesn't fall out of your hair.
Okay.
And so my website is www.azinacare.co.
Okay.
I even have a part on the website where you can, if you need to send me a message, if you have a question about anything, you can send me a message and it comes directly to me and I can reply back to you. I've replied to several people that way. But I'm also not just for my skincare products. I do wholesale.
Okay.
So if somebody's like, hey, I want to start a skincare line. I don't want to make the products. It's perfectly fine. I can make them for you. And then I can send it to you gallons or however you want it sent to you, so that then you can start your own your skincare line. And it doesn't have to be my formula. That's kind of the biggest thing about knowing how to formulate your own products.
Yes.
Is I can give you the option to say, okay, well, I want to do a lotion base, but I only want to use olive oil and rice bran oil in mine. That's fine. We
you
can
break
do
it
that.
down like
Yes.
that. Okay. That is awesome.
Yes.
That is awesome. Okay. Well, you mentioned that you are a master herbalist.
Yes.
And Holistic Professionals of Color does offer herbalism courses. I want to thank you for your time today.
Thank you.
I want to say that you need to check out our herbalism courses. We have basic herbalism courses as well as master herbalism courses. And that is HPOC-United.com. HPOC-United.com. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching Holistic Professionals of Color Media Group Podcast. Thank you for tuning in to the Holistic Professionals of Color podcast, where our voices matter. Our healing is sacred, and our businesses deserve to thrive. Be sure to subscribe, share this episode, and support the holistic professionals creating change in our communities. Until next time, keep healing, keep growing, and keep shining.